I streamed, like they got an extra meal and stuff today because I was obviously trying to rest this afternoon, evening and stuff. So I fed them so that they wouldn't keep me awake, so that they wouldn't also wake me up either. And but that meant that they were going to get like really hungry this morning. So I had my partner feed them probably around midnight as well when he went to bed, so that you know, they should be pretty content, but they're still like the habit of being active at this time because it's light out is still too strong, sort of thing. But they're not like rioting and wanting food, which is good. They're both being very calm and stuff because like they each to their own have their own tantrum thing. Like Phoenix doesn't care too much about food. He's not a very food driven cat, but Azula is, and yeah, when she starts getting stroppy about her meal time and stuff like that, Phoenix comes in and he's being lovey and she's being stroppy, and then they just end up kind of like, you know, annoyed at each other kind of thing. But that's usually like while I'm editing and or making food and stuff, so I can kind of intervene and like make a big deal about them and stuff instead, you know. Q is actively breaking a wall, but that's okay. So we've got a couple of extra venomatic power cells in the place, which are compensating for the power, the geothermal that we cannot currently fully rebuild at the moment. We've got components and stuff. I've just got to wait for people to like finish putting enough steel and stuff in it. And obviously I don't want them to accidentally like finish the wall yet with it. A lot of the things outside have rotted away. So there really isn't much out here for like, you know, the weapon warfare type stuff, which is sort of good, because my colonists can sort of like walk around and they don't really have to like worry about it at this point, you know. I will purple hair. Thank you. And this thing's been safe this whole time, except for that meteor, which like almost did damage. It almost did it, but this seems to be working. So what I've got going on at the moment is I have set the entire map to my home zone. I actually did this opposite for the first couple of battles and it was struggling. So I made all of this home zone, and then I made a raid zone that's inside, right? But obviously not inside where the ship is. So they can repair this innermost wall. If I zoom in a bit, you can see that they can repair the innermost walls and stuff without going out into the tunnel to try to do it, which means if they break, they can at least fix part of it, which is good. But then outside of a raid, like I'm not telling them to bring all the corpses in. Like I've told them to take a lot of the gear outside. I almost made an ally out of them. So if I have more shit to send to them, I might be able to do that. Because that would be hilarious if I got all 4 fucking allies after losing 1 in like this kind of week. It would be nuts. What are you on about? Hold on a second, I got ruffled. You know the heater's on, right? The heater is on. I don't know what he's on about. He's just being like slightly outside of my patable reach while I'm sitting here. And yeah, so he keeps coming in and like yowling and then like waiting for me to give him attention, but I can't reach him. And usually what would happen when that happens is I'd normally make like a frisky noise at him, and then he'd get friskier, and then he'd like run away, and obviously like run away playfully and shit. And then like he'd come back, and then like I'd probably chase him or something. But I'm obviously still streaming and stuff, and yeah, I don't have that kind of energy today after this week to kind of run around like that. So he's just gonna have to wait, and then I'll frisky him when I eventually like lay down. He'll come within like reachable range eventually, and then I'll ruffle the shit out of him. So then he won't know what to do. So, you know, the scratch on the chin. Nah, because he's probably got like biscuit chin at the moment. Also, this is apparently putting hops in this. So like when Phoenix eats food, he gets like a little bit of like biscuit crummies underneath his like chin and stuff. And like I used to pat him underneath, like, you know, I'm not really like an under the chin patter to begin with. I like pat the top of his head and stuff mostly. But like occasionally I used to. And then my hand would smell like cat food. And I'd be like, what the fuck does my hand smell like cat food? I ended up like looking at him one day, like actually like looking at him as I was about to do the pat, and I can see that he's got all these biscuit crummies in his like fur and his chin. And like, I see what it is. You got biscuit chin going on, which is why I keep getting like cat food on my hands, you know. And yeah, no, he sometimes he'll do it and he's got water, like a drip of water, just like one drop on his chin instead, because he's gone and he's drunk water and stuff. So yeah, it's a hazard of putting the hand down there. But like, Azula doesn't seem to get that. Like, she's a cleaner eater than Phoenix is, which is funny. But I understand why Phoenix is not a clean eater and stuff, because like he'll be turning like 17 later this year, and with that comes like he doesn't have like as strong as all of teeth as he used to have and stuff. So yeah, he kind of like, I don't know, shoves his face into a bowl and then throws the food back to kind of chew it with his back teeth and stuff. So yeah, it ends up kind of like, yeah, getting places and stuff. I kind of want somebody to haul all this inside, but they're not hauling it inside. If they don't take it inside in a heat wave, it's going to just expire. Like the packaged survival meals, it will be fine, but these need to be refrigerated. I might need a psychic soothe or a cold snap actually, because they're all getting really upset about the temperature. Hold on. I only have a couple more of these psychic soothe pulses left. Psychic soothe pulses. I'm dwindling on that. That's what's been keeping them like alive for this most part, because I've been working with the psychic soothes, the pulsar, and the emanators in tandem to prevent them from being like so bothered and stuff. Also, they're starting to eat a lot of kibble, which is why I'm trying to bring the food inside. Like, the other food landed in here as well, I'm pretty sure. Well, there's a good meals over here. I need you guys to stop coming out to eat it and haul it into the piles so people have it to eat. That's what I need you to do. Basically, just tell one person to do it like a half a dozen times until it's like basically gone, or they have a mental snap, essentially. Animal starvation, the cats are starving. I might not have meat. We could go hunt. I do have people that can hunt. I have got them allocated. The only problem is some of them have doomsday rocket launchers as weapons. So this hunt is going to be an epic point of interest for like a couple of minutes. Technically that Megasloth is also fair game in this. It's near turrets. So it's near turrets and it's near anti-grain warheads. And Thacker's got Gojuice addiction. Yeah, alright. We still have like good medicine though. I haven't really had to heal too many. Well, we've got 64 and like 48 medicine. We've done okay. I think that last like triple mortar slam is kind of the thing that took that shit down. But before that, we were doing good. So, you know, I might just grab you guys and just knock out them so that I don't have to redo the list of work on that order. Alright, so low medicine, heat stroke, medical treatment needed, tattered apparel, colonist starvation, animal starvation, animal filth, and there's a few people idle. And you've got dementia. Alright. Still surprised we got a thrombo in amongst all this. It's wild. So I'm hoping that a couple of people take the time to bring the food in, because it is a lot of food. And all I have to do is actually just take it inside. But the problem I've got is it'll say that somebody's got it reserved, and it's not actually somebody hauling it. It'll be somebody that's just like, you know, gonna go and eat it wherever it is. Also, apparently there's a fire. Was a fire? It was a boom rat. Okay, that's fine. So we don't have the mortars anymore, which is fine. Bless is in a daze. We're hunting animals, which will bring in some meat, which should bring in some healing and stuff. We're bringing in some food as well, some actual meals, which everybody's coming in to eat now, as you can see. We must have ran out of raw food. We must have ran out of like the berries and rice and potatoes, because they can't make nutrient paste with like, you know, without it kind of thing. So now they actually need that. I'm super glad that like I didn't stop the cooking this whole time, because they've been making nutrient paste for the most part. But I'm now starting to try to get them to do the grow area sort of thing, which there's no guarantee that this will work. We'll do potatoes on the bottom half. I'll try to keep growing this as berries up here. To about there. This tantrum's still happening. Should be able to connect it into there, I think. Maybe. Alright, so there is a risk of this shit just catching fire, by the way. At some point or whatever. We'll see how we go. A lot of it's going to be potatoes, and some of it I can probably connect up. Actually, hold on. That's got its own store thing. If I shrink this by about that row, and if I get rid of this, somebody's having a sad wander, which is fine. I actually want this to be rice, because rice will grow the fastest. Because we still have like a good few days, right? I don't think anything's blocking it on that part. I don't know if this is about to combine into like a multi-area or if this is a problem. Nope, that did connect. Cool. Okay, so some of it's going to be like random ass potatoes and some of it's going to be rice and berries and shit. This is one of those things where if I can get a few people to just really quickly go and grow. I know I set a couple of people exclusively to go and grow, but I don't super need everybody doing construction right now. I need them to hunt and I need them to plant. If they can do it, they can do it. If people are out hunting already, they're out hunting, and if they're not, they should be out wanting to plant shit, which everybody should be doing stuff for a few minutes. So basically, once everything is planted, it can have like the, what do you call it, the thing where like plants grow, and like you can use like the plants grow whatever event, and everything will automatically become a grown plant that we can then like cut, and then that will give everybody immediate food that they can use then on the food thingies. So that would help massively. And I don't have a lot of food out there. It's got 16 cows. All right. Well, they should be brought in a moment. I'll probably keep all of the, here we go, animals. I'll keep all of the females and like 1 or 2 males so that we can get a bit of animal production going. Also, we'll cull these couple of small poppies just because extra meat eaters, extra mouths to feed at the minute that we don't really have the extra food for. I feel like you're partially trained. I'm going to leave you on that thing. I didn't give you a lot of food. You did. The problem is that when there's like 300 or so colonists, you need about 600 meals per day to feed them. So like food doesn't go very far when you have a lot of people. Where the fuck are the cows? Am I just not seeing? Oh, they're not brought. Wait a minute, they're tameable. That's what it is. Okay, hold on. Well, hold up. If I could throw that on to male, female, I'll grab all the females if we can get them. And I'll hunt all, well, we'll keep 1 bull and the rest of them we'll get rid of. That way we can get meat out of them. Yeah, so like I have this problem with like my regular colony that has like the 302 colonists, is I need to have about 604-ish meals per day every day to be able to actually feed them. So even though we still have there's still 400 meals in that pile, I'm still trying to get somebody to haul it inside. They've hauled inside the like fine meals here, but yeah, I still need them to bring that inside the walls at the moment. And until they do that, they don't have any raw food at the moment to actually like make into plasteel. Sorry, not plasteel, into nutrient paste meals at the moment. So yeah, when they're trying to eat, they're eating kibble because we have a lot of kibble. So, and then they're getting upset that they're eating kibble. That's basically what's like happening with this. So once they either bring it inside, or like I said, if they can just take a moment between the raids to plant all of the crops, the what do you call it, like, make like plants grow or something like that, or crops grow, whatever it is, event will force everything to be automatically like an adult plant that's be harvestable, right? And then all of these plants that they're planting will then immediately be harvestable, which they'll then be able to put into nutrient place thing, which will then immediately give us so much more food. I'm also hearing a lot of explosions. They must have doomsday rocket launchers in here. Hold on a second. They have grenades. They have doomsday rocket launchers and triple rocket launchers. Okay. Well, I have some fun shit for them. Let's find a group that's got the... what you call it? I don't know. Slaughterer. Mate, don't be doing slaughterer. I don't know what you're near, but I need you to not hit an animal. Somebody take you down. I'm just gonna grab this little cluster up here. You guys got the orbital ones. I want the fry their ass off beacon one. Whatever the fuck that one is. It's the other targeted beam one. That's it. Alright, you guys go stand up there. We'll get them outside. What's that? Orbital bombardment. We've got some going outside, some coming inside. Whoops. I'm guessing one of them has fire foam poppers. And orbital bombardment and 30 reinforced barrels. Thank you, Luxrealm. I will have to bring these inside if they survive. So I'm trying to pop a group out up here. I think that they might blow a hole in the wall otherwise. And if they do, we will have at least a few hundred people in this corner ready to go. Oh, no. You guys, I want you out there still because you guys got fun shit. We're going to lose that generator again. But, like, Ace is kind of working on it. He saw... yeah, Tia might blow a hole in this soon. But if we can pop out... even if you guys don't go very far, because I want to set off one of these, preferably as close as I can. So you guys get a little bit closer. I want to fry their ass off. I'd love to throw a tornado on them, but they're such a vague weapon. Alright, that should be close enough. And they're trying to break in there. I'm guessing these guys are like gonna siege. Alright, come on. Alright, that was two of them. Get back inside. Go back inside. I'm not really that worried about Axel, but this group are gonna get in here soon. And my people are mostly behind where the turret line is, but we're gonna bring these guys inside. That didn't really do much to them, honestly, but that's okay. We'll pack ourselves up in here. They don't look like they're gonna break that side wall, so I'll just move them up a little bit. We've got a lot of views still, so you guys come stand up here. You guys that are down the bottom here that are just kind of moseying around, you guys come up here too, just in case. Just give everybody up in a line. Because, oh no, hold on, they popped it. Hang on a ticket. So, I don't want to hit us. Okay, well, that's fine. We got Doomsday rocket launchers. There's people in here that can be doing, like, decent work. And they're leaving anyway, so that's fine. Alright. That's fine. I'll let them leave before I, like, let my people completely do what they're doing, but the bottom half can go back to what they're doing. They're fine. Alright. So, once they're off the map, I'll let people back up to where they need to be. And I'll get a whole bunch of yous to be able to go out and do firefighting. I don't need it to be like specific or perfect or whatever. Anybody can do it. So I'm curious. Oh, they're fighting them as they're like relieving. That's funny. Alright. And it's coming into nighttime too. So there is a pretty good chance that they're not going to, what do you call it? They're not going to have all the people working because it is nighttime. So some of them are going to do stuff and some of them are going to sleep. And I need to try to get small clusters of you guys to like release just back. Insulting sprees. I think the heat wave's bothering them because there is a heat wave on. Alright, so people should be able to fix this place up. And again, I'll just leave that thing marked as don't. And these will get replaced. Unfortunately, one of these got blown up, I think. I know, we got one. Okay, well, they'll bring them inside and people like putting them on themselves. So, yeah, I won't have to allocate those. They'll get them themselves. Now, back down here, bless, mate. Can I get you to... I don't want you to hold... I don't want you to eat that. I just... Wait a minute. What are you fighting? Are these enemies? Maybe? What the fuck is going on? Hold on a second. Oh, you're hunting that. Interesting. Okay. That's genuinely interesting to me. I'm like, I don't know what they're doing. And then I saw the like rat or something that they're hunting. But yeah, I need this person to keep bringing these meals up into storage. And I need my colonists to go and plant the ever-loving shit out of our crops so that we have some food. How are we going with this? We have 6 more days. I could get rice grown in 3. And it does look like it's all planted by the look of it. So, yeah. If anybody wants to do like crops grow or whatever, we would immediately get like a shit ton of plants to harvest. But yeah, I might just change that over too, so that we have this goes backwards. And then we'll have that set up too. Like, I don't need them to be replanting shit at the moment, but it'll be there when we need it. So yeah, in the meantime, they are still hunting. I do need them to prioritize construction over hunting at the minute, so they can all go do that. And I need to bring in all the various extra weapons they dropped so that they're not still out on the battlefield, and make sure that they don't accidentally bring in any of these corpses like Blessed appears to be doing. Mate, just drop it. Just leave that there. That's not ours. That's not our problem. They will they will eventually like deteriorate and stuff on their own, so not really a problem. I don't know if you just went and immediately botched that. That's what that looked like to me. You turned around and like either broke it or botched it. I don't know what I saw. But yeah. Alright, well, they're gonna keep disassembling, assembling, all that sort of stuff. Like rebuilding, I mean, you know. They've got all this to rebuild, and there's a gun in there too. And they've found food because there are a couple of bodies here that have like food on them, I would say. So yeah. Alright, so we will have food production in about 3 days, and it's got 6 days left. So they should be able to manage, and we've been hunting stuff. So everybody should have eaten at least something. The animals should have also eaten something. The cows obviously were safe out here. Like, they may be better off for me to just hunt all said cows for said meat, as opposed to like keeping them for like milk and stuff, just with like the situation at the moment. Plus, if a raid comes in and they get slaughtered unceremoniously, like, it's not going to be good for like the meat and shit. So yeah. We'll try to fix that up. Crimson Lotus is down here having a mental break. Can't do anything about that. I can be trying to harvest whatever is available on the map at the moment. Obviously, I've got it also set to them, like, to harvest wood and stuff, but I super don't want them to be out here harvesting wood if they don't need to be, you know? Now, how are we going with resources and shit? So, we still have marble blocks. We still have a little bit of slate. We've got limestone, granite, a little bit of sandstones, all that's good. We're starting to get all the food being brought in, which is great. Still have drugs. I have a lot of leathers I could gift to an ally. I could call for an ally to come to us. There is the risk though that if they're on the map, they may get pissed off though. But I really only have like leathers and stuff to trade with them. I have a lot of reinforced barrels. I have a lot of components, a lot of advanced components, reasonable amount of steel still. And like I said, we have a shit ton of kibble. So they do have kibble that they can eat as an emergency food right now while we wait 3 days. And yeah, the animals should be able to eat it. I just don't know if I think the cats can get in here. I'm pretty sure the wolves can get in here, but I don't know what everything else was eating. Like Carlos is still alive. Carlos needs a little bit of food and they're a bit sleep deprived, but I would be too if like a bunch of mortars went off near me, you know? And it does look like the fences are fixed back up, so I should be able to do this again where they're not hitched up, because my people keep hitching my animals up and then leaving them essentially to rot, and they're not getting food when I've actively got hops out on the ground for them to eat, you know. Temperature wise, it's doing alright. It's about 34. Still trying to, like, you know, super fast forward, as opposed to, like, honestly not much difference. And yeah, everything else, they appear to have sufficient beds. They like have recreational stuff. I've kind of like given them extra recreational stuff. Nobody's really super dropped much in the way of weapons. Like there's a few doomsday rocket launchers maybe been dropped, but not enough to be like super concerning. And my scene is about to break. Fibrous mechanites and alcohol withdrawal, so that's a thing that's going on too. Alright, so if I can get a couple of people to Megasoft Revenge, no, not to do that, but maybe grab a couple of these like EMP type stuff, and you know, that way when we have mechs next, they might be able to hold their own against them. Because at some point we will run out of the various bombardments. That's obvious, that will happen, right? And when it does, we have got like a whole heap of weapons. And like I said, we've got a shit ton of Shithakas as well that we can obviously like throw on like just waves and waves of like colonists, you know, because we do have like so many of them. That was kind of the point. But yeah. I still don't want to accidentally blow up like a cluster of them just because like the first wave is running in to do melee and then the second wave is doing like doomsday rocket launches on that group. Like I don't want to blow them up, you know, not intentionally stuff. Like obviously if something happens and it's an accident, like I can't do much about that it happened, you know. But yeah, if I've got a choice, I'll try not to destroy everyone's colonists and stuff. Honestly, I'm relatively impressed that a couple of colonists have like built up tonight, like, you know, Blessed and Keelon and was one other in there. I had it before I started speaking, but anyway. They're still alive, so yeah. Which is kind of, you know, epic because I'm really only having to like grab like such a small little group to go and fight, which is much more normal for like actually big colony kind of business stuff. Is you really only need like a small handful of people that can shoot. Like in my colony of Asura, I have 302 colonists and only about 22 of them have guns, can do like shooting, give or take. And so when I do like a raid, whatever I'm up against, if it's like 50, 60 fucking mechs, only 20 of them are able to like, you know, fight at range kind of thing. And I don't do grenades or anything like that. So I also don't normally have like the luxury of all these like, you know, toys and stuff. So yeah, when it comes down to it, it's like, you know, every bullet kind of counts. Ironically, I should realistically like armor up my gunners in my normal colony, since they're the ones, well, the melee ones are the ones that take the hit. Realistically, they're the ones that walk into battle and like thump somebody or take a hit in return and stuff. But I mean, the gunners and stuff, I should really make sure they've got like good helmets and crap, realistically. Most of these people are gonna have a weapon, which also does mean that once again, we won't have much stuff on the ground. And it means that, like, I have no clue what the percentage of people that do and don't have a weapon is. But, like, it's gotta not be that bad. I understand there's a hole up there we need to go and refill, but I'm going through the colonists at the moment, so it can just wait a moment. And eventually we'll get to a point where we really don't have much on the ground left, except for, like, you know, you know, whatever. Actually, hold on. While I've got you, can you go and... No, I have to set it as like the hole itself. I was going to say, if I could just grab the colonist to tell them to do it, I'd do it. But since that's not the case, auto-saving. I don't know what it's going to throw at me next. Who knows? Everybody's out like cutting stuff and has it got enough melee weapons? I actually got rid of a lot of the melee weapons because even if they're able to do melee, I'm forcing them to do guns just because like that way people can kind of stand back at a distance instead of rushing in and getting doomsday rocket launched. So I did, and I'm otherwise good for it, but yeah, I'm just trying to keep everybody at a good distance, you know, because like the worst case scenario is somebody doesn't have a gun, or they you know, when they do have a gun and they're like, oh, you use a gun by like clobbering the crap out of somebody, so they like run in, and then I remember that we have doomsday rocket launchers and you just hear this little noise going on in the background and bam, they're all dead again, you know. That shit kept happening, so I'm like, fuck it, everybody's getting a gun. I know it's gonna make them unhappy. I know a lot of people want to have like a melee weapon, but this is keeping them alive, unfortunately. By the look of it, there's a lot of stuff in here I need to smelt though. The fuck am I in the list? Who knows? We are up to Vengeful Crimson Lotus. We'll see if we can find you again in a moment. I'm trying to help store your defenses where I can. No, I appreciate it. Honestly, like the bombardment stuff is keeping us like the most at range. It's kind of like, as much as it's destroying infrastructure and crap, it really is kind of giving them a chance to like take a hard hit before we actually have to fight them. And then in the event that, you know, the guns aren't enough, the sheer number of colonists definitely should be, you know. I was gonna do something with this. It was, I need to go bury that hole, that's right. So that we can put another one of these back in here. What else? That is getting built. Do you have the skills? Sort of. There was, oh, the bike